Hey guys! Today we're going to talk about how to use benchmark fractions to compare an order. Benchmark fractions means half, fourths, thirds. Those are benchmark fractions. Well, really it's like halves. Really it's halves. It's 0, 1, and half. Okie doke. This is chapter 8, lesson 7. And we're going to compare and order bench fractions using benchmark fractions. And we're going to be using a number line specifically. Here's our essential question. How can different fractions name the same amount? Here's our problem of the day. Mr. Kemper has to drive 900 miles to the beach. If he drives 340 miles on the first day and 305 miles on the second day, how far must he drive on the third day? I'll give you 1 minute to go ahead and get it done. Timer starts now. Okay, the timer's up. Here's how I did it. If you came up with the answer 255, you're right. So I'll show you. This is what I did. 900, then I subtracted my 340, which gave me 560. Then I subtracted again my 305, which gave me my answer of 255. Okay? So it was just, we know that he had to drive 900 miles. Day 1, he did 340. Day 2, 305. And the last day, he'll do 255. 255. Now, you could have added your 305 and your 340 and then subtracted that from 900. And if you did that, that's great too. Okay, so today what we're going to talk about is how to benchmark fractions help you compare and order fractions. So I'm going to use 1, 1 half, 0, 1, 0, 1 half, and 1. So it says order the fractions 7 twelfths, 2 fifths, and 1 half from least to greatest. Use half as a benchmark fraction. So half is equivalent to how many twelfths? It would be 6, because we know that half of 12 is 6. Okay? So it says use half is equivalent to 6 twelfths. So 7 twelfths is greater than 1 half, because it's 7 is bigger than 12. Then it says, since 5 is not divisible by 2, multiply the numerator and the denominator to get 5/10 probably is what they're saying. 1 half is equivalent to 5/10. That's going to really confuse you. Let me see. Let's just go to the next slide. Okay, 4/10. I was wrong. Okay, 1/10 is equivalent to 5/10. So 1 half is less than 2 fifths. Woohoo. That wasn't easy. Here, I'm going to show you. This, I would not do that. I would not do that. I would I do something else. Maybe go to 2/4. I don't know. I don't think that works. But we know that 7/12 is greater than 1/2 and 2/5 is less than 1/2. I know that's confusing. I get it. I'm going to skip the extend today because we have a lot to do. So I don't want to get hung up on that. So remember I told you we were going to do a number line. So we have here, we have 1/2, 4/8, whoops, and 3/6. Okay, they're all equal to 1/2. That's what they're saying there. So, oops, sorry, shouldn't have done that. So anyway, let me erase that. Erasing on this, not easy. Okay. Compare 5/8 and 1/6. Now, you know that you can cross multiply to find your answer, right? 8, 30. And so you go by this number, the bigger number, so you know 5/8 is greater than 1/6. But I'm not supposed to tell you to do that. We're going to do it by benchmarks. That's supposed to be a good way too. So here's 5/8. So you know, and then they did the sixths here. So here's 1/6. So you know that 5/8 is just bigger than 1/6. This is a good way with the number line because it's better than when I do the pies, right? Because I don't always make them the same amount. But a number line makes it easier to do that. So it asks you, so we know that 5/8, whoops, is bigger than 1/6, okay? And we can cross multiply to find that answer. Okay, so this is Math in My World example 2. I'm sorry, I kind of flew over example 1 by using the number lines. So it says list 7/8, 1/2, and 1/3 in order from least to greatest. This is another reason why I really like these number lines. Now I see what they have here. They use the same number line. The sixth. You don't have to do that. You could do a 1/3. So you have your 0, you have your 1, and then you just cut it into thirds, okay? So then they said, so which one, so now they want you to order these. So which one is the biggest? So we know that 7/8, what do they want? Oh, least, okay. So least. So the smallest is 1/3. Then the second one is 1/2, and then the biggest one is 7/8. Okay. Now you can use your e-tools too to help you. Let's just check. Right? We did it. Okay. They want to know, is 3/4 bigger than 1/2? Now I know this because I know that if I did a number, a number line, okay? So here's 0, here's 1, and then right in, this is 1/2. Then I could do a number line, and I'm going to cut it into fourths. 0, 1/4, sorry. 2/4, 3/4, 1. So I know that 3/4 is greater than 1/2. Now I could do sixth, since I already have my fourths. 1, 4, 6, 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6, 6/6. Whoops, that should be over here. Okay, so which one's bigger? If I cross multiplied, I could find that out pretty easy. So I would say 3/6 is less than 3/4. And I'm going to cross multiply just to be sure. And I was right. Mrs. Orlovsky always yells at me when I tell you to cross multiply. Okay, independent practice. Here ya go. We're going to do numbers 3 to 17. Oops. Where are my writing tools? I'm not even thinking. 3 to 17. Do 3 to 17, and then go ahead and you can do numbers, because you're going to have 2 days to do this, 14 to 18. This is a 2-day lesson. Okay, 2 days. So do your independent practice the first day, and then you're going to do your problem solving on the second day, or whatever you decide to do. Okay? All right, guys, it's been another great lesson. If you need me,